Hey, what's happening today? Word for today with Jeff. Hope you're doing well. Today's word. You ready? Join. Now, the reason I hesitate is there's a couple other thoughts and maybe even other words that come with it. But for sure, this is the word that's coming to me today for someone that is praying for God to give them some insight into what's going on. And it's not a long word, but simply put, that's great. God wants you to join him in what he's doing. So in particular, we go through these experiences where we need God to do a miracle. And, there are those miracles where God just does things, outside of our involvement. That's great. I mean, that's always wonderful when he does that. But you'll find a lot of the Bible, a lot of the New Testament involves not only God doing something for us that's outside of our involvement, but also him coming alongside and joining you and I. And then together we can see something happen that God does, but he wants us to join him, So, and I've been through this so many times. I'm even going through this right now in a different way. Whenever we decide to start a new habit, like in a month or so, I'm going to start inviting people to join me in a new year of reading through the Bible together, from one end to the other, or at least trying. And that's an example of something that, if we just sit around and wait for God to just zap us the word in our head, sometimes that works. Most time, I don't think that's how it's done. Unless you're listening to the word audibly, you need to join God in this whole thing and, give God half hour of your morning and start reading the word, that kind of a thing. So whatever your situation is, it could also be something where you're going through, you need a miracle, and some miracles God does, and we don't need to join him, but I think there are many miracles. And if this is for you, this particular miracle, you need to join God in obedience or something, putting yourself in a position to experience that miracle. You need to go to church. You need to, if it's a certain, particular issue you're struggling with, maybe you need to go see a professional, or a professional minister or something and get some help that way. So again, many things God does himself, but there are also many things, if not most in the Bible, we've got to do our part. We've got to do some obedience somewhere, put into practice something. Does that make sense? So there you go. So I think that's pretty much the picture. The idea today is that you've got to join God in this thing, and he will do it if you do your part, whatever that is. All right, well, I hope that works for you guys, and I pray that you will experience your miracle. And thank you so much for watching this episode of Word for Today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.